Hey, good afternoon, family. Hey, it's your brother G Hightower coming in on this wonderful Saturday afternoon, 1 week away from Thanksgiving. Can you believe it? I mean, just yesterday it was Halloween, and just the day before that it was Labor Day, right? And here we are coming up to Thanksgiving, and as soon as Thanksgiving hits, Christmas is right around the corner, right? But listen, I want to really encourage those of us who are single, and even for those of us who are married in relationships, I want to encourage us today, family, to stretch beyond ourselves. Yeah, you need a physical stretching too. But I'm talking about stretching ourselves mentally, emotionally, stretching ourselves that we do not allow ourselves, especially during this holiday season, that we don't allow ourselves to stay in this perpetual state of loneliness. I'm going to share with you this afternoon, family, five dangers of maintaining a prolonged period of loneliness. Listen, and for those of you who are single parents, single dads, single moms, many of you think that you're okay just because you have your kids around. But you can have your children around. I don't care if you have two, three, four, five, or eight children, 10, and you can still feel terribly lonely without companionship. And so I want to begin to delve into this topic today. Blessing Sharon J. Thanks for coming in. I want to delve into this topic today, family, because I know this both professionally and personally that it can be very dangerous to maintain this perpetual state of loneliness. Now, some of you would say, well, hey, Coach G, well, I don't have anybody in my life. So what am I going to do about that? I mean, I can't do anything. I can't make anybody take me out. I can't make anybody. Listen, God will always, and I'm not trying to be hyper spiritual, all right. But I do want to give you this, that unless you live on a deserted island, God will always send to you people who are like minded, like spirited people. But it won't happen if you don't get out. You gotta get out of the house. I'm going to share with you 5 dangers of maintaining this perpetual state of loneliness, family, because listen, maintaining loneliness over a prolonged period of time can be detrimental to your destiny. It can literally prevent you from fulfilling and staying focused on your purpose. All right. Mita, good to see you, Mita. Blessings to you. So listen, without delay, I know many of you are traveling and others of you are out shopping, working, cooking, and all kind of good stuff. So I'm not going to be before you long. So welcome to the Lunchtime Love Chat with your brother, G Hightower, the Entanglement Coach. And for those of you who are not familiar with me, I am the CEO of Real Love Nation. Real Love Nation is a relationship development, premarital consulting, and divorce recovery firm. I bring you 20 years, that's right, 20 years of pastoral counseling experience. So I'm not just another talking head on social media, y'all. I ain't new to this. I'm real true to this, passionate about the mission, building healthy love relationships. That said, let's get into it. So I need you all to go ahead and share. I'm going to take about 60 seconds and give you all an opportunity to share this broadcast. Go ahead and share. Hit that share button on whatever side it is on your device. Hit the share button. Hit the share button. Let's get some folks in here. And then do me a favor, Sharon J, Mita, do me a favor. Drop 3 names in the comment section. Would you do that for me? Drop 3 names in the comment section. What that does, it essentially tags people and brings people into the broadcast. All right. So do that for me real quick. Let's go. I want to really drop these love nuggets on you that's going to be helpful for you. And if it's not beneficial to you, you definitely know someone that will benefit from this content we're going to share today. Again, I'm not going to be before you long. Lillian Crawford is in the building. Blessings to you, my beautiful sister. Prophetess, or excuse me, psalmist extraordinaire. Um, so go ahead and share the broadcast, family. We're going to drop these love nuggets on you. Amen. Today I'm going to give you some extra barbecue sauce or lemon pepper sauce or sweet and sour sauce, whatever you prefer on your love nuggets. All right, let's go. Let's get it in. All right. So thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you for sharing. And let's go ahead and get into it. So loneliness. Oh my God. Listen. Yes, I am a single man. For those of you that may know, may not know, yes, I am single. But listen, I promise you, I've gotten myself out of this trap as well. All right. So let me share with you a couple of love nuggets on why loneliness can be so dangerous for us. All right. First and foremost, family, loneliness is dangerous or can be dangerous because it is, how can I give it to you like this? Um, what happens is it causes us, family, to get into a place of um, prolonged periods of loneliness causes us to start having a desperate need, a desperate desire for companionship. All right. So this is what happens, family, to many people. And a lot of us who are strong people who are in leadership positions, we may not want to admit it, but because we are human beings, as humans, humans are built, have been divinely designed for relationship. And what happens over a prolonged period of time when you are lonely, it can cause you to start desiring unhealthy relationships, unhealthy attachments. And let me go a little bit deeper here. Prolonged periods of loneliness can also cause you to get to a place where you fall back into the familiar. You actually open the doorway and give access to familiar things and familiar habits. Because listen to the family, the soul craves familiarity. The soul craves what's familiar. Your mind, your will, your emotions, it craves familiarity. And so this is why we find ourselves, family. I know I've been guilty. Let me confess my mess on a Saturday. We find ourselves falling back into familiar relationships. We find ourselves opening the door and allowing that ex to come back in. Why do we let the ex come back in? The ex is an ex for a reason. But why did we let the ex come back in? We let the ex come back in. We started picking up the phone and allowing the ex to come back in. Why? Because we were lonely. And you know what? We told ourselves that it's okay. An innocent conversation is okay. That it's okay to just talk to him for a little while. It's okay to talk to her for a little bit. Hey, as long as they're on that side of the city, as long as they're on that side of the country, as long as they're on that side of the world, hey, they can't do anything to me. I'm not going to let them in the door, but I just want to talk to them for a little bit. Let me see what they talking about. We will tell ourselves, we will even have this sarcastic kind of mindset. Let me see what they talking about. I know they ain't talking about nothing. Well, if they ain't talking about nothing, then you ain't got nothing to talk about. And you ain't got no reason to talk and waste your time talking to them on the phone. But you know why? We will entertain it. And we'll even try, oh my God, some of us will even try to be hyper spiritual about it. And we will say, oh, well, I felt led to just listen to what she had to say today. Please look at my face. Really? Really? You felt led out of the multitudinous toxic messages that you have heard from this person and the horrible, dastardly deeds that they've committed against you and hurting you and literally trying to destroy your life. Today, you felt led to entertain a conversation with him or with her? No, you have to examine yourself and ask yourself the question, if you're going to be honest, if you're going to be the authentic version of you, not the hyper spiritual religious version of you, if you're going to be the authentic version of yourself, you have to ask yourself the question, why would I give this person the opportunity? Why would I entertain this a conversation with this person when they have been nothing but detrimental to my life, and they were sent by the enemy to be a destiny destroyer in my life? Why would I entertain this conversation? Can I tell y'all, family, on an emotional level, can I confess to you that on an emotional level, I get lonely sometimes? Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, it doesn't happen to me often because I'm usually so busy, so productively busy, that I don't really have room. I don't make space for loneliness, but it does happen to me. I'm a human being just like you. But now, There's no way on God's green earth that I would entertain a conversation with my ex, no matter how lonely it gets. There's no way. Bless you, Michelle. Amy, good to see you. Hey, Iman. Listen, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to entertain a conversation with my ex. Why? Because that woman was not, the marriage wasn't ordained of God in the first place. So why would I entertain a conversation, entertain the idea of reconciliation? Listen, we all have to forgive, no matter who did what, no matter what was done to us. We all must forgive. The Lord obligates us to forgive. And in fact, He tells us, family, that if we do not forgive, neither will the Father in heaven forgive us for our misdeeds, for our trespasses, for our sins. So forgiveness is a must. Somebody, I need about 8 people to drop that in the chat. Forgiveness is a must. Forgiveness is a must. Forgiveness is a must. However, forgiveness does not require reconciliation. You ain't got to go and get back with the joker just because you're forgiving them. And don't let the enemy use your ex to manipulate your mind to think that forgiveness requires you to give them an invitation to come back. Forgiveness requires you to invite them over for Thanksgiving. The devil is a liar and his cousins. Forgiveness is a must, Amy. But that does not require us, Sharon, to reconcile with them. All right. They're on the curb, leave them kicked to the curb. All right. But loneliness will cause us to entertain these ideas. And again, loneliness, a prolonged period of loneliness or prolonged periods of loneliness will cause you to fall back into the familiar, reattach to familiar spirits and familiar habits. All right. So you gotta keep the door closed and you have to move out. You have to get out and connect with other people so you can get rid of this feeling. All right, here we go. Love nugget number 2, talking about the 5 dangers of loneliness. Not only will it create opportunities and desires for unhealthy relationships, but it will also cause you, here, this one is a huge one, family. It will also cause you to open the door to destiny distractions and unhealthy addictions. Destiny distractions and unhealthy or toxic addictions. Um, I find that a lot of men and friends of mine who are hotel managers have told me that it's even during Christian events as well as business events that men and women, ladies, y'all ain't innocent, men and women who are lonely, who often travel alone, that there is a high level of porn addiction, porn channels being used, even at Christian conventions as well as business conventions. All right. Uh, yeah, absolutely, Iman. Listen, you definitely got to block your ex. Ladies and gentlemen, please consider blocking your ex. Listen, every day that you leave that doorway open is an opportunity for that person to re-enter your life. You got to cut off all access. This is going to help you with your deliverance. This is going to help you with your breakthrough. This is going to help position you to focus, refocus on purpose, and get in position to prosper. By closing the door on your ex, I have zero understanding why we keep the doors open and continue to allow access from our exes. Mm. My ex tried to contact me just a few months ago. Guess what? She had to try to figure out how to get in touch with me. She had to use somebody to get in touch with me. Because listen, my block ministry is strong, okay? My block ministry is anointed. Listen, she is blocked on every platform imaginable. She is blocked on every platform imaginable. All right. So we don't open the doorway. So yes, absolutely block your ex. All right. With the exception of those that have a co-parenting relationship, you got to keep that door open because you need to co-parent. So it's not. Um, Now, I would say this: if the relationship has been troublesome, you can still maintain a healthy co-parenting relationship, but still block them on social media. Okay, you don't need over your social media pages. Now, my mom is trying to call me. So you don't want them hovering all over your social media pages. All right. Hey, Marilyn, good to see you, dear. Blessings on you. So, so listen, love nugget number two: prolonged periods of loneliness will create unnecessaries in your life, unnecessary distractions. Hold on a second. Um, my mom is being relentless. Mom, I am live right now. Are you okay? Oh, bye. uh, so it will. Prolonged periods of loneliness will cause you to get caught up in unnecessary distractions, and it can create opportunities for addictions. This is where people get caught up. And there's this crazy article published by Psychology Today, by a man with a PhD in psychology and psychotherapy. This is the most asinine thing ever. He said in this article published in Psychology Today, in fact, let me give you the date so you can know that I know what the heck I'm talking about. This article was published in November of 2016. I won't mention the gentleman's name. You'll look it up for yourself. I don't want to cast any aspersions on him publicly, but even though he exposed himself, this gentleman with the PhD in psychology, licensed clinical psychologist, said that watching more pornography for those of us who are single and struggling with loneliness will actually help you get over the loneliness. Let me help y'all up in here today. Watching pornography will only deepen the desire for human contact. It will give you unhealthy, toxic appetites, and it will create an intensified desire for any type of companionship, even if the companionship ain't right for you. Because we will say things like, well, having somebody here is better than having nobody here. And we will literally open the doorway, once again, family, to unhealthy attachments. Why would you? Distractions. There are energies that we have and times that we need to be investing in completing our assignments, whether that's finishing your book, whether that's getting back into the lab and writing that song. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we need your music. There's too much perversion out here in the world. We need your music. Music that's going to inspire, music that's going to uplift, music that's going to motivate, music that's going to help shape people's thinking and change the world. We need your music. Get back in the lab. Get in that studio. Let's go. We need your music. But all the wonderful things that God could birth out of us, it all gets delayed when we allow ourselves to be reconnected to unhealthy attachments. Okay. And this is why prolonged periods of loneliness is unhealthy. All right. We try to escape through different things. We try to escape through addictions, food addictions. We try to escape through shopping addictions. Some of y'all think that shopping is, I even had a dear friend of mine say today she was going to get some shopping therapy in. Fortunately, she is a thrifty woman with money. But some of us think that shopping is therapy. Shopping ain't therapy. Uh, Shopping is not therapy. All right. Going to your favorite restaurant to dine, food is not therapy. Okay. So it can fuel unhealthy addictions. Some of us got sweet addictions. I personally have a sweet tooth myself. Let me confess my mess. I have a sweet tooth myself. Listen, I'm in a season right now. No sweets allowed. None. Zilch. Zero. No sweets allowed. None. Not even a cookie, not even a cracker, no sweet, not even graham crackers. No sweets allowed. All right. All right, here we go. Let's move on. Love nugget number 3. Let me get to this one. This one is huge. Talking about the 5 reasons, 5 dangers of loneliness. All right. Did you know, family, that when you have prolonged periods of loneliness, it causes you to crave constant validation? Oh my God. I see this to be true among many people who are constantly posting pictures of themselves. And interestingly, they post pictures of themselves at odd times of the day, odd times of the night, because the desire, hey, Dr. Marlene, bless you, dear. Um, Odd times of the day, odd times of the night, Dr. Marlene, people will be posting pictures of themselves because they have a constant craving for validation because they know, and I find this to be true among a lot of my sisters, they know that if they post certain types of pictures of themselves, men are going to be salivating all over their page. Men are going to be sending them all kind of lustful comments and offering invitations and even sliding into the DMs because you know it goes down in the DMs, sliding up in the DMs and offering money and offering you trips and offering you gifts and all these kind of things. Baby, what's that cash app? I'm about to send you some money, baby. You ain't got to do nothing for me. Let me just slide you something. Just send me your cash app. I'm about to send you something. Ladies, please don't get it twisted. When men are constantly sending you money, gifts, and invitations, there's always strings attached. Do not get into this pseudo sense of security thinking that a man can't get in touch with you, that a man can't find you. Okay. We have way too many terrible stories of women being harmed, women being hurt, women even being unalived because they kept accepting money and gifts from men who had an agenda. All right. And all of it is linked to your constant need validation. And that's due to prolonged periods of loneliness. All right. So, how do we circumvent that? How do we get free from that? Listen, you gotta connect. Now, one of the first things that you have to do is really evaluate your own soul. You got to do that soul work, Dr. Marlene. You got to do that soul work, Mom Deborah. You got to do that soul work, Marilyn, Nita Washington. You got to do that soul work. You got to look at the man or the woman in the mirror and you say, what about me is allowing this kind of behavior? What about me is craving constant attention? And we'll say, oh, I'm not craving attention. I just like posting pictures of myself. And there's nothing wrong with posting pictures of yourself, nothing wrong with it. But we do have to question the type of pictures that you're posting. And we do have to question the times in which you are posting. When I see people posting at the wee hours of the morning or midnight, when I see women of God who have Proverbs 31 at the top of their page, God first, virtuous woman, and all this stuff at the top of their page, but I see them posting pictures of themselves in bikinis with nothing but a booty string. When I see women posting pictures of themselves with super tight jeans or spandex pants, and they always got to show that apple bottom and all that kind of stuff. And yes, ladies, we as men, yes, we gonna look. Absolutely. We gonna look. And a lot of men will even try to pursue you. But please understand that one doesn't equal the other. Attraction from a man doesn't necessarily mean that he's pursuing you for a healthy relationship. He's pursuing you just because he wants to have sex with you, because you're presenting yourself in a sensual manner. So again, the soul work is required because you got to ask yourself the question, why am I doing this? Watch this, ladies. Let's go further. If my desire is to be married, if my future husband sees this, what kind of picture would he have in his mind of me? What kind of thought would he have in his mind concerning me? Because all of my sisters who are getting married, and I think I'll probably do a broadcast. Not I think, I will. I will. I will. Mom Deborah, please remind me of this. I'm going to do a broadcast featuring all of my sisters who got married this year, especially the ladies who have been through my classes. I'm going to do a, before this year is out, I'm going to host a show right here on Facebook Live and on YouTube. I'm going to host a show. I'm going to host a broadcast featuring all the women that have gotten married this year. Yeah. And there are at least 4 that are either engaged or married that have been through my classes. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah. And all of these women who have gotten married, every single one of them, lovely women, but do not post pictures of themselves that invite unnecessary sexual attention. All right. But this is what happens. This is the mindset of people, women especially, that have prolonged periods of loneliness. Ladies, you have got to get out and engage with other people, because when you get out and you start building healthy connections, you'll have no desire to post pictures of yourself that invites unhealthy connections. All right. Let me take a pause. Hey, Dr. Smith, blessings. Happy Saturday to you. Listen, let me go ahead and post this really quick. Um, One of the things that's going to be so helpful to many of you is attending this awesome 3-day relationship intensive. Dr. Smith, you came in just in time. I'm hosting a 3-day relationship intensive entitled Relationship Autopsy. Like a physical autopsy is to determine the cause of death, the relationship autopsy is to determine not only why did the relationship die, not only why my marriage died, why it ended, but it's also to do a thorough self-examination to find out what was going on with me that I created a scenario or I contributed to a scenario that led to the death of my marriage. And if I did discover 3 things, if I did discover what was going wrong, why did I stay so long? And the biggest question that's going to be addressed during this 3-day intensive is, why did I ignore the red flags? Oh my God. Why did I even get involved with that person in the first place? What was going on with me? What was broken in me that I did not see the red flags? Why did I choose to ignore the red flags? Because watch this. If we are honest with ourselves, Lillian, we saw the red flags. I can't tell you how many women I've counseled with, Dr. Smith, over the years, how many men I've counseled with over the years have told me, oh, well, Dr. G, I just didn't see the red flags. No, sir, no, ma'am. You are not being completely honest with yourself. You did see the red flags, because God always, always, always will reveal the red flags to us before we get involved in that relationship, before we get too deep into that relationship. But the bottom line is, what happens, Dr. Marlene, we fail to address our soul wounds. And so, because we did not address the soul wounds, and because we get involved sexually in a relationship too quickly, once you get involved sexually, it diminishes your discernment. And then, if the sex is enjoyable, especially if the sex is enjoyable, now it intensifies that soul tie. And now you will ignore red flags because you will compromise with yourself and say, you know what, but at least the sex is good. Or through the sex, even if it ain't good, you feel a deeper bond of closeness. You feel a deeper bond of oneness. Because the moment we get involved sexually, you become one with that person. The covenant of marriage uh, is what officially and what heaven affirms as a real relationship, covenant of marriage. But an illegal covenant can be established the moment you become sexual with someone. You become one with that person. Yeah. Come on, Mita. Yeah. Some men and women think that it's their last chance, or because they prayed, this is who God sent. So we will compromise with ourselves. Hey, Tanisha, we will compromise with ourselves and say, well, I'm just praying that this is the one. Listen, you can't be in the bed with a person and then asking God to make sure that he's the one, to make sure she's the one. Hey, it doesn't work like that. You got to get out of the den of sin and go back to God again. You can't be all up in the den of sin with this person, rolling in the hay, And say, God, ooh, please make him the right one because ain't nobody made me feel like this before. Because see, I was married to Herbert for 18 years and he ain't never made me feel like this. So please, Lord, please let him be the one because, ooh, mm, he almost made me pull my weave out because, and we'll compromise. Brothers, we're guilty too. I'm an equal opportunity preacher. I got to pull up on us brothers too. Brothers, we will hit them skins. I gotta get them yams. We will get them yams and get so caught up with getting them yams that we will compromise our sexual integrity. My God in heaven, who am I helping in this broadcast? We will compromise our sexual integrity. We will delay our own destiny because we are in passionate pursuit of that. Okay, I got to stay sanctified on a Saturday. We are in passionate pursuit of cookie. Yeah, got to keep it PG on 13, PG 13. Yeah. Bless you, Miss Irene. Relationship autopsy. If you really want to position yourself and prepare yourself for a healthy love relationship, especially for those of us who are marriage focused, I want to acknowledge and commend those of you who are single and content in your singleness. All right. I salute you if you are satisfied in singleness. For those of us who are marriage focused, I am a marriage focused brother. Yes, I'm single, but I am all about marriage. I am a husband. I'm in preparation mode right now so I can be ready and be have everything in my life in order so I can properly love and provide for a beautiful, virtuous woman. Amen. So I'm a husband. All right. I can't stand. I'm done with this single life. All right. God bless y'all. Y'all can have it, but I'm done with it. All right. Um, let's see. Dr. Smith said, oh, wow. Yeah. So, Dr. Smith, this is what happens to a lot of us. A lot of us will continue to give a person like this chance after chance after chance. And this is why, again, prolonged periods of loneliness is so dangerous because what happens over time is that when somebody comes into your life and they are an unhealthy, a toxic, downright abusive person, we'll figure out a myriad of ways how to work it out with them. We keep giving them chances. We will allow for a man or a woman who's a repeat offender to stay in our lives because we don't want to be lonely. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you see abuse of any kind, verbal abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, the moment you see abuse of any kind, boom, that's it. You're going to put, at the very least, you're going to put that person over to the side and consider them an associate. All right. I am all about extending grace. As my spiritual mom always tells me to be patient and to be full of grace. I'm all about being full of grace. I am not, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a man who's going to allow for disrespect. I'm not a man that's going to allow for neglect because I give too much. I give too much of myself. I give too much of myself. I pour too much love. I pour too much support. I pour too much wisdom into any person that I'm connected to for me to settle for neglect or disrespect. Not going to happen. I'm not going to beat you down about it. I'm not going to cuss you out because that's not who I am. I will simply give you the gift of my absence since you didn't appreciate the gift of my presence. So I'm inviting you to attend this awesome 3-day intensive relationship autopsy. If you are ready, then this is the class for you. If you are a marriage focused woman, how many ladies do I have in here that are marriage focused women? If you are a marriage focused woman, I just want you to drop one word in the chat. Just drop marriage, marriage, marriage. If you are a marriage focused woman, all right? Because I want you all Bless you, Valerie. Hey, Prophetess Roberta is in the building. Bless to you, Prophetess. Listen, if you are a marriage focused woman, I want to have the opportunity to pour into you. Now, listen, not only will I be teaching over this 3 day intensive, which begins Monday, December 9th, but also there will be others that will come in. And I got a special surprise guest. I have two special surprise guests that you are going to be blessed beyond measure. That's going to be assisting me in teaching this 3 day intensive. All right. So, yes, come on, Dr. Smith. Listen, Dr. Smith, this is what I've been declaring consistently that this time next year, this black man right here is going to be married. Praise God. Yes, this time next year, I will be a married man. I am not playing no games. Y'all can have the single streets. All right. So if you are a marriage focused person, then you understand that loneliness is not fun. Now, there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Okay. Being alone is when there is completely no one that's present. All right. I live alone. However, I am not lonely. There are times when loneliness does come and knock at my door. All right. But those times are rare because I keep my hands filled with purpose. Okay. I keep my hands filled with purpose. So rarely am I troubled by feelings of loneliness. All right. But it does happen because I'm human. All right. Now, if you are a marriage focused person, listen, and you have been blessed by the content that we've shared so far, listen, I want to encourage you to join this 3 day relationship intensive. All right. It's only $97. Not only am I going to be pouring into you, I have my beautiful sister, Sherry Shepherd, who's going to be pouring into you as well. And I've got a special guest that's going to be phenomenal, that's going to bless your sanctified socks off. They're going to bring a wealth of experience to share with us during this 3 day intensive. All right. It's only $97 for all 3 days. And listen, I'm working double overtime for y'all. I'm going to be doing a 12 p.m. class and an 8 p.m. class. All right. So for those who may not be available in the evening, you can catch me at lunchtime. For those that are not available at lunchtime because you're at work, boom, you can catch the evening session. All right. So Monday the 9th, Tuesday the 10th, Wednesday the 11th, all 3 days will be at 12 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. Now, for those of you that are in the Central Time Zone, that's going to be 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. For those of you that are in Mountain Time, that's going to be 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. For those of you that are on the West Coast, that's going to be 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. All right. Each day we're doing 3 day intensive. We're doing 2 sessions each day of the 3 days. All right. How many people want to register? If you are interested in registering and attending this awesome relationship autopsy, let me know in the chat. How many of you are interested in registering? Because those that will register today, I'm going to bless you. Anyone who wants to register today, I'm going to give you an extra blessing. Let me know in the chat real quick. All right. Now, I'm going to get back. I'm going to give you this. I got two more love nuggets to share with you regarding the 5 dangers of prolonged loneliness. All right. Here we go. Uh, love nugget number 4. Love nugget number 4, talking about prolonged periods of loneliness. What are the dangers of that? Love nugget number 4, family, is that it causes people to be very possessive and controlling. It causes people to be very possessive and controlling. Usually, when you find people who are really controlling and really possessive, you find them to be very controlling. They want to control and dominate your time. They want to control and dominate what you do because they want you to stay close to them. And so they don't want you to spend time away doing other stuff, or they don't want you getting involved and connected with other people because that takes you away from them. You gotta be careful, ladies and gentlemen. This is so vitally important. People who are very controlling, people who are very domineering, these are people who usually struggle with loneliness. All right. Thank you, Miss Valerie. I appreciate that. So be careful of possessive people. And listen, ladies, let me bless you with this, because ladies, oftentimes you're deceived into believing that a man who is very possessive, that he just loves you and he just craves you and he just ravages you and he's just enamored with you. He's just engulfed and consumed with all of your effervescence. Ladies, please understand that's dangerous. Please understand it's dangerous. Brothers, please understand it's dangerous. It feels good to us at first, right, brothers? She's always calling you. She's always texting you. She's always shooting you a message, calling you up every hour or every other hour. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? That feels good at first, but after a while, I promise you, it's not only going to get on your last nerve, but it can be downright hurtful to you mentally and even physically. All right. When a person finally forms a connection and they've been in a prolonged period of loneliness, listen, they will develop, it's very, very, very possible that they will develop possessive tendencies. All right. They're going to be struggling with insecurity issues. And watch this. They may be the most wonderful person on earth, Dr. Smith. They may be the most wonderful person on earth, but they will struggle with feelings of insecurity. And their insecurities lie within themselves, but it's also the duality of the insecurity of the connection that they share with you or that you share with them. Okay. So many of you have found yourself to be very possessive in relationships. You don't have to say amen, just look straight ahead. Nobody will know that you're guilty. Many of you have been very possessive in relationships. I already know. Listen, I'm acutely aware of my own behavior, but also the certain personality type of the woman that I want to be connected to. She has to be a secure woman, very secure in what we establish together and what we build together. Because I've spent a good portion of my life, I'm ashamed to say it, but it's the truth. I spent a good portion of my life always trying to prove myself, always trying to prove that I'm going to be a loyal person, prove that I'm a good man, prove that I'm going to do something to make my dad proud, and all of those things. And at this season of my life, I will not prove myself to anyone. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to trust that you, being an intelligent, discerning person, that you will watch my behavior, check out my character, and let that weigh heavily on you. And you'll make your decision concerning me accordingly. I'm not going to be jumping through hoops to try to prove myself anything, nor do you have to do that for me. I'm going to check you out. I'm going to listen to what you say and I'm going to watch what you do. More so, watching what you do, as well as listen to what you say. You won't ever have to prove anything to me. I mean, before I marry you, I do need to check out your cooking. Now, that will have to be proven. Praise God. Just like you need me to prove that I have the ability to provide for you, right? Absolutely. And I will demonstrate my consistent ability to provide for you. So I'm going to need you to consistently demonstrate. You ain't got to cook for me every week. But if we're in a committed relationship that's moving toward marriage, oh, boo. I'm going to need to know you can do more than, you know, hamburger helper, Kraft macaroni and cheese. All right, let me move on. Let me move on. Let's go. Um, Irene said, I thought I would be the opposite because being alone for too long means getting used to having alone time. Someone may feel smothered if the spouse never goes away for little bits of time. That's a really good, healthy thought, Irene. So couples do, even the couples who are deeply in love and absolutely loyal and committed to each other, you do need your alone time. Absolutely. But prolonged periods of loneliness, Irene, what it does is it hits people into a very limited way of thinking, and it can cause us to be unhealthy in how we make decisions. And once we're in a relationship, it can really conjure up feelings of insecurity. It can conjure up feelings of being possessive and very controlling in a relationship. All right. I've been on here too long. Let me give you this fifth and final love nugget and we out of here, y'all. Love nugget number 5, talking about the 5 dangers of prolonged loneliness. Um, this one is real, uh, uh, super important as well. Prolonged periods of loneliness can literally create what I call love sabotage. Dr. Smith, you probably have taught on this before yourself. Dr. Marlene, you probably taught on this love sabotage, where we literally push away good people because, watch this, prolonged periods of loneliness can also create uh, a condition known as philophobia, which is the fear of falling in love. And what happens is on a human level, and all of us are susceptible to this, no matter who you are, no matter how anointed you are, no matter how strong and powerful your prayer life is, and all of that, it is a natural human thing that for prolonged periods of loneliness can create philophobia, the fear of falling in love, which will cause you to sabotage healthy opportunities for relationships. He's a good man. He's a good man, Savannah. Savannah, he's a good man. And he's not married. He ain't married. He ain't engaged. He ain't got another chick on the side. He ain't got a side piece. Totally single. And wants to be exclusively committed to you and desires to build a life with you, desires to marry you, Savannah. But because you, Savannah, have been lonely, alone for so long, you will, because you now are struggling with the fear of falling in love. Well, what if he leaves me? Well, what if he cheats on me? Well, what if this? And what if that? And what if this? And what if that? And you'll have multitudinous questions that you're asking in your own mind without seeing any evidence of a man cheating. But you'll sabotage that relationship because you have a fear of getting your heart broken. You have a fear of being disappointed. You have a fear of being abandoned. And those soul wounds that are in you that have not been addressed have been exacerbated over time due to a prolonged time of loneliness. Prolonged loneliness. Michelle says, I feel that I might have pushed him away. Michelle, listen, um, I feel your heart on that. And the reality is, most of us have pushed good people away. Yeah, Mita, you know where I was with that. Most of us have pushed good people away. If we're honest, this is why, family, this relationship autopsy is so vitally important, because the relationship autopsy is going to help us do a thorough examination. Listen, I'm going to walk you all through. We're going to all do this journey together, because I'm not teaching y'all, I'm teaching us, as God has given me this wonderful revelatory content. All right. This relationship autopsy, family, God gave it to me over 2 years ago. And I promise you, it's going to be life changing. Many of you have been to some other relationship coaches and workshops. I won't say that I'm the best, but I'm definitely one of the best. And I'm telling you that this relationship autopsy is unlike anything you've ever experienced. It is unlike anything you've ever experienced, because this is going to cause all of us, Mita, to do a deep dive into our own decision-making process. Because listen, on a human level, we are all inherently selfish. We all will play the blame game. What went wrong in a relationship? What went wrong in a marriage? Well, he did this. Well, she did this. Well, they never did this. Well, they never did that. And so we will usually look externally, we'll look outwardly at what went wrong instead of looking inwardly at what did I do wrong, or what was wrong with my mindset that I even tolerated that I even tolerated that treatment, that I even gave allowance for that kind of behavior. And even after I discovered what was wrong, because I didn't see it initially, because we can all be deceived. But after I did discover it, what in me was so wrong that I stayed so long? There's something wrong with me. I need to do an autopsy to find out what was wrong with me, why I stayed so long. I need to do an autopsy of myself so I can find out why I ignored the red flags. Y'all need to register. And y'all need to get into this class. It's going to be life-changing for you. All right? How many marriage-focused people do I have in the chat again? How many marriage-focused people? You say you're ready for marriage? You say you believe God? God said that you are a wife? Ladies, if you're wives, then listen, this is your season for preparation. Let's go. This class is only $97, y'all. And instead of spending all your money on Black Friday, buying stuff in your closet that's just going to be having tags on it and you ain't wearing it because y'all ain't going out nowhere. Y'all ain't going out nowhere. You got boxes of shoes that you haven't even worn yet. And you have so many shoes in your closet that you got to have a picture of the shoe or a color chart of the shoe because you forgot what the shoe is. You forgot what you bought. Let's go. This is your time to register. Listen, the registration link is in the chat. If you are interested, let's go. Let's get it. I want to help you. I want to be a blessing to you. This is your time for preparing to prepare for the love that you deserve, the marriage that you deserve to have. All right? Absolutely. Irene said, yes, I do wear my shoes, Dr. G. I wear them to the supermarket. I wear them to Kroger. I wear them to Publix. I wear them to Whole Foods and to church. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm about that kingdom life. And a part of the kingdom life for many of us, not all of us, but being a part of that life, being about that life is being married. I'm done with the single life. Y'all can have it. God bless you. Y'all can have it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all can have it. I'm a husband, baby. And I'm getting myself in position and getting myself prepared for the beautiful queen that's going to have my last name. Amen. All right, family. Well, listen, I got to go. I hope you've been blessed by the content we shared today. I've been on here way too long, but I hope that you were blessed by the content today. Thank you so much, Valerie Howard. Valerie, are you coming? Irene, I know you already registered. Blessings to you. Mita, are you coming? Mita, you know you need to have your beautiful self up in there. Come on, Mita Washington. Let's go. Sharon already registered. Good stuff. Victoria already registered. God bless you. All right, good stuff. Michelle already registered. All right. My sister Prophetess Roberta said this time next year she's gonna be married too. All right, Prophetess Roberta, let's go. Amen. All right. I love y'all. Have a good rest of the day, family. Again, relationship autopsy is taking place Monday, December 8th, excuse me, Monday, December 9th, Tuesday and Wednesday, the 10th and the 11th. All right. That's a 3-day relationship intensive. That's going to be life changing for you. I'm working double overtime for y'all. We're going to do 2 classes each day, 12 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern. You know what time zone you're in? Look it up. 12 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern each day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, December 9th, 10th, and 11th. All right. It's going to be life changing for y'all. And if you are a marriage focused person, or at the very least, you want to get yourself relationship ready, this is the course for you. All right. This is your brother G Hightower, the Entanglement Coach. Love and blessings to you all. We'll see you later by God's grace.